9 things you should do when attacked by a narcissist. Narcissists derive pleasure from fantasizing about how they should be treated because they feel they are better than everyone else. Narcissists attack for the sole reason of making you question your sanity. If a narcissist attacks you, this video is for you. If a narcissist ever makes a move on you, here are 9 things you may do to protect yourself. Do not, under any circumstances, respond to a narcissist who is attempting to hurt you. If you want to avoid having your emotions used against you by a narcissist, the best thing to do is to not react at all. If a narcissist is already in a position of power over you during an assault, responding to their statement offers them even more leverage. Don't bother responding, and try not to listen if you can help it. The more you respond to what they say or do, the more likely they are to get what they want from the connection. Narcissists are constantly seeking attention from others. You shouldn't respond to them because it will simply make things worse. If you try to counter their assault, you will be defeated. When a narcissist wants to feel better about themselves, they'll resort to any tactic, no matter how extreme. Third, don't bother defending yourself or arguing. When communicating with a narcissist, it's best not to argue or defend yourself. They may be interested in hearing your side of the story, but they will retaliate violently if you defend yourself against their attacks. That they are agnostic is a major issue. Narcissists care only about themselves and pay little attention to the world around them. Narcissists find enjoyment in arguing and discussion. Narcissists are expert liars because they employ deception to boost their own esteem while diminishing that of those around them. They are also very persuasive, to the point where many of their victims are unaware of being manipulated. Third, you shouldn't take it personally. Narcissists are masters at manipulating others and boosting their own self-esteem. They will tell you that your feelings aren't real and that you're overreacting to the issue. Narcissists want you to lose your cool so they can feel powerful and superior. Narcissists always remind themselves that they are only playing a game. So, don't play along with their game, and don't take anything from the narcissist personally. Narcissistic abuse victims frequently make this mistake. We may mistakenly believe that the narcissist is assaulting us because of some intrinsic trait that we ourselves lack if we experience feelings of aggression. However, this is not the case at present. Narcissists are simply selfish people who can't see how they affect those around them. Stop taking their behavior personally. It has nothing to do with you. 4. Avoid becoming involved in their childish behavior. Don't play along with their actions. When it comes to dominating individuals in their immediate surroundings, narcissists will stop at nothing. If someone is trying to get a rise out of you by starting an argument or a tantrum, don't give them the satisfaction of thinking the worst of you. Just keep being you and try not to sweat the small stuff. Narcissists will use insults, mockery, and threats until they find someone else who will communicate with them on their terms, or they become bored trying to control you. Ignore their shenanigans and handle the situation like a grown-up. If you don't respond to insults, the narcissist is less likely to continue picking on you and less likely to feel validated in his or her own importance. 5. Avoid boosting their pride if you can. Narcissists have an inflated sense of self-importance and are always seeking approval from others. This is why it's so important to ignore any urges to flatter or be in awe of them. Doing so will deny them the validation they crave. If you want to deal with a narcissist, the best thing you can do is to cease feeding their ego. Narcissists are people who get their worth from how others see them. Giving in to their demands will simply encourage further requests. Consider giving more attention to what you want and need. Narcissists will start avoiding you if they feel you are too weak to handle their attention. 6. Don't engage in conversation with them. Narcissists thrive on perpetual conflict. That's why it's futile to try to defend yourself, since they'll just increase the intensity of their attacks until you're either completely exhausted or they've accomplished their objective. Bear in mind that a narcissist cares solely about their own needs and desires. Narcissists care only about themselves. They care little at all about how others might be affected by their actions. Narcissists can't be reasoned with or shown how their actions have harmed others because of their exaggerated feeling of self-importance. Never forget that narcissists are immovable. They will be the same person they've always been before you even meet them. Nothing will ever change about them. It's best to just walk away instead of trying to change them or connect with them, as doing so will only make things worse for you in the long term. For rule number 7, proximity and confines are essential. Don't let yourself get too comfortable around a narcissist, no matter how familiar they may be, like a parent or close friend. Maintaining a respectful distance is crucial for your own safety, but it can be difficult. Putting restrictions in place is the first step in achieving this. First, ignore their requests, ignore their calls and texts, and don't invite them into your space without first asking. Using sentences like, "I don't have time for this," can help you establish boundaries. Narcissists aren't looking for serious partnerships right now, so just say, "I have other plans," and it's done. They manipulate their victims into submission through flattery and the use of false accusations driven by an egocentric need for power. You have every right to protect yourself from the narcissist in your life. You shouldn't bend to their unreasonable demands just because they're so difficult to work with. Rule number 8 is to keep your cool and get out of there if the narcissist gets violent. Calm down and leave. Narcissists have mastered the art of manipulation, and they can easily persuade others to do what they wish. They have mastered the art of manipulating the emotions of others as well. Intensifying the situation by reacting angrily or responding verbally will not help. People who are calm and collected aren't as interesting to narcissists as those who are upset and showing their feelings. By maintaining your own composure, you'll give them the cue to halt their ranting and insulting. If you can find out why they keep attacking you, it will help you remember to fight back. When a narcissist is at fault, it's not your fault, which leads us to our final point. Remember that you're not the problem. You are the one who can solve this issue. After being the victim of violence, it's natural to feel responsible. Narcissists have the uncanny ability to persuade themselves and others around them that they are right, and everyone else is wrong so that they might make use of them for themselves. No matter who you are, what you believe in, how you appear, or what gender you identify as, they will find a way to treat you unfairly. It's important to maintain your composure and stand solid in your convictions. It is not your job to make narcissists happy or to fix their problems. If this happens to you, try to be as unconcerned as possible, ignore them, and go on with your day. How much more intense is this sensation if you take them away? Please let me know what you think by subscribing to my channel, sharing this video, and commenting below. It would be really appreciated if you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button so you don't miss any of our future uploads. We appreciate you watching this. Thanks. When a narcissist gives you their total affection, what you expect is not what you see. Everyone, we're glad to have you here. We appreciate you taking the time to view this video. If you're a first-time viewer, this channel's sole purpose is to expose self-centered narcissistic individuals. Today, I intend to discuss how narcissistic individuals convince us and others that they are capable of love. You get a lot more than a simple "I love you." In most cases, these are physical manifestations of affection. They appear to be aware of the power of the human touch and use it to their benefit. When it comes to the love-bombing phase, for most people, this is a critical component. Because a narcissist seeks to establish trust as quickly as possible, touch can do just that. For some narcissists, showing affection is a way to get what they want. Narcissists tend to have agendas, whether in public or private. Today, I'm going to focus a lot on PDA, or public display of affection. When two people are deeply in love, they can't help but show their affection for one another in public. On the other hand, narcissists are known to engage in a public display of affection, PDA, to deceive the other person and the general public. For them, it's all about making people think they're kind and loving. Their goal is to make others believe that they genuinely care about and love the people they interact with daily. When a narcissist is in the love-bombing stage, they will do anything to make you believe they love you. In my opinion, PDA is typical in the early stages of a relationship. Only as the relationship deepens does the PDA take on a more strategic role. A narcissist's use of personal data interchange, PDA, is purely for show. You can tell when you're no longer in the love-bombing phase of the relationship by how affection is replaced by devaluation when no one is watching. Criticisms, silence, and looks of superiority await you behind closed doors. And when they drop a love bomb on you, which doesn't happen very often, you can be sure they're after something. Narcissists have a keen sense of timing and discretion when displaying their affectionate side. With family and close friends, it appears they're more likely than others to show affection. They have no problem pretending to be kind, loving, and caring in those situations. Some of them may even flatter you in front of others. When the narcissist lacks interest in you and refuses to do anything for free, this all occurs. As a result, when someone is friendly to you, you can bet they're doing it because they want something from you. When no one is looking, they will ignore you and hurt you, but when others are, or when it makes sense, they will act like you're happy together. Narcissists are self-absorbed individuals who are preoccupied with how others perceive them. Regardless of how you feel, they don't give a shit about it. They don't give a damn if you're happy or not. What matters is that you maintain your complicity in projecting the image or type of relationship that you believe they are constructing with you. They will undoubtedly have a long list of explanations if you try to determine why they behave differently while you are not around, whether due to stress at work, being ill, or being overly occupied. But the narcissist is only interested in using you. It shouldn't cost them anything to show you how much they care if they genuinely care about you. Instead of being motivated by social pressure, it should stem from a sincere desire to feel closer to you. When you first meet a narcissist, they'll either be all over you or want you to be all over them. They may no longer want you to touch them as the relationship deteriorates. Only a hug, a quick kiss on the cheek, or even a handshake is acceptable in public. Another reason the narcissist might stop being nice to you in public and privately is if they have a new supply source with which they want to replace you. Someday they may no longer feel the need to be in your immediate vicinity because someone else will be able to satisfy those needs. As a result, the narcissist will stop showing affection and treat you coldly. To summarize, we can see that the affection of a narcissist is never genuine and always accompanied by some cost. In PDA, it's all about controlling how others perceive you. Narcissists can only fake love, but they can be convincing when they do so, even more so in a world where everyone yearns to be loved and to have that love reciprocated. We can only watch for any signs of trouble at this point. And don't get sucked into narcissists' games. When expressing affection for you is merely a ploy, As always, I hope this information was helpful to you. I would greatly appreciate the like button if you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. When a narcissist sees you and everyone else with envy, this is their ultimate goal. I'm glad you're here, and thank you for watching. Narcissists are the main emphasis of my channel if this is your first time here. I want to use this opportunity to wish everyone a wonderful day. What I will discuss is the narcissist desires in life in this video. What is it that they desire to do? Don't they realize it? We all know that narcissists are always looking for methods to improve their lot in life, so this should come as no surprise. There's always more of everything you want. More attention, more money, more fame, more power, etc. It's not clear what their ultimate goal is. The common question is, why do narcissists behave the way they do? Also, narcissists desire to be in charge of every aspect of their lives, which is not a mystery. They aspire to absolute control over everyone and everything. Why do they want to be in charge? Narcissists crave power because they don't feel in control of their lives. The narcissist is no different from the rest regarding wanting what we don't have. So, their desire for control reveals their lack of control. I've already discussed the narcissist's tendency to overthink and inability to stop their thoughts from circling in circles. Despite their best efforts, they can't stop thinking about the same thing repeatedly. Please remember that I'm not claiming this is a narcissistic trait, or that narcissists do this exclusively. Narcissists, on the other hand, also face this issue. They're unable to sleep because of it. Internally, they're in turmoil. In addition, they are unhappy and dissatisfied, so they put in long hours every day to achieve these goals. However, it appears like the more they advance, the further they get away from their goal. There are many ways to be happy, but it is simpler for those who can appreciate the small things and are content with their current circumstances to be happy. On the other hand, self-centered individuals don't behave this way. When it comes to feeling in control, it is thought that the more possessions one owns and the more people they can get on their side, the better one will feel. Despite their prosperity and domination over others, they still need to be in command. They quickly conclude that controlling just one individual is not an option. There will be more than one. It's not enough to get a substantial financial increase in one go. And they will never have enough control if these things are all they have to feel in charge of. Selfishness and deceptions are used to gain control over others instead of learning how to regulate their own selfish needs and urges. As a result, narcissists develop an unhealthy obsession with the suffering of others. No matter how much they have or do, the narcissist will finally come to terms with the fact that nothing appears to alleviate their inner turmoil. That level of power over one's own life is impossible for them through any of their actions. Only by inflicting pain on others can they believe they are not alone in the universe. If you think this is a twisted take on control, think again. To make you feel pain and suffering, things and people that cause you pain and sadness will be under their control. The narcissist wants more than merely to dictate who and what you see and do. That's only the tip of the iceberg. Usually, in a negative light, they want to be in charge of how others perceive you. They want to know if you're having a good time. A large amount of anguish is what they want you to experience. Narcissists want to exert power over other people. It's not just about making your life miserable. They want to make it much worse. Because they're focused on what they can accomplish and what can be had, they don't stop to consider if they should even be trying to achieve these things. To cope with narcissists, obsessed with being in charge and making other people's lives difficult, we must. People who have revealed themselves to be narcissistic are the ones to avoid. It is the only way to avoid being a target for their control and death. The narcissist is stuck on a treadmill, and he's not going anywhere. The people who have left or tried to tell these folks they need help continue to leave or try to persuade them that they do. And they'd instead continue to tell themselves lies than face the truth. I suppose for them, it would be like admitting that they have no control, which is something a narcissist cannot handle. In a nutshell, narcissists crave power above everything else. For most of them, the methods they use to gain power and the quantity of control they seek are both excessive and impossible to attain. It doesn't matter if they got it because, despite everything, it will not be enough. The short-lived satisfaction and delight that we cannot underestimate a narcissist experience. Because they crave the wrong things, they have deep-seated darkness within them. Narcissism is a form of mental illness in which a debilitating force systematically shatters one's self-worth and sense of self. Now I think this is the end of today's video. Please leave your opinions and experiences in the comments box below, and don't forget to like and share this video if you get something from it. Greetings and blessings. When a narcissist feels you have hurt them, this is how they describe their pain. I'm glad you're here, and thank you for watching. If this is the first time you're here, this channel focuses on narcissists. First, I'd like to thank everyone for participating in today's discussion. It would be best if you lent a hand by liking this video if you think it's useful and informative. Narcissists are harmed when they suffer narcissistic damage. Why do people do what they do? And how does it influence them in the long run? A variety of factors can cause narcissistic injuries. Results vary depending on the level at which you play. I'll also discuss the worst possible outcome for narcissists and how they will likely respond. Wounded ego and narcissistic wound describe emotional traumas that overcome narcissists' protective mechanisms and sever their pride and sense of self-worth. When someone attacks their false image or fake self, it's familiar. Depending on the severity of the injury, they may react in various ways. Even if the wound is large or tiny, there are few things they will always perform. When a narcissist suffers from a narcissistic injury, they tend to perform the following things. Fury and shame are two ways to cover up shame, and anger is two ways to cover up shame and anger. The narcissist is thus motivated to exact revenge on the subject. A narcissist will never truly forgive you even if they say they have. Because they can't, they refuse to forgive. That is why they will always want retaliation and find a method. The well-known smear campaign, which can be carried out on a small or large scale, is one of their preferred methods of punishing people. A narcissist can be pleasant to you, even if they've lied about you and propagated rumours about your character. I'm not talking about the smear campaign when I say there are narcissistic hurts that can cause the narcissist to go one step farther. On top of that, you can inflict much pain on a narcissist that they will never recover, to the point where all their hopes and aspirations for greatness are shattered in front of their eyes. When they realize who or what they are, they feel guilt wash over them. A narcissist can be pushed to the brink of insanity by a few factors. Narcissists are more likely to be hurt by these things, leaving them with the deepest wounds. Leaving narcissists alone, being exposed, and being insulted were the three topics I discussed in greater depth in this video. Furthermore, whoever used all three weapons simultaneously would have done the most harm. As a result, the narcissist will either run screaming from this individual, will become the object of their wrath and obsession. If it's the second scenario, you might be able to get the person who injured you to remove their mask by making eye contact with them. When a narcissistic injury of this magnitude occurs to a narcissist, it can drastically alter the life of both the victim and the person who caused the injury. The narcissist's activities will vary depending on how they feel at the time. If they are afraid, they may assume there is no way out. This usually doesn't last long if they give in to the pressure, recognize their mistakes, and ask for help. It's not uncommon for those who've experienced trauma to want to distance themselves from the experience as much as possible and pretend it never happened. In extreme cases, people may try to curse or hex the person they are enraged about, or even hire an assassin to kill them. Even though narcissists don't like getting their hands dirty, they would do anything if they could get someone else to do the dirty labor for them. Their most profound, most depraved self is exposed when they suffer narcissistic injuries of any kind. They may put on a victim's act, but that's only to mask their true intentions. For those that know what they're doing, you'll be able to tell something is wrong and see the level of hatred in their eyes. Many negative emotions arise when narcissistic damage occurs to a narcissist. Among the most overwhelming are dread, rage, hatred, and guilt. So, the narcissist has more nasty energy to work with. A narcissist will crumble under the weight of being ridiculed, exposed, and abandoned all at once. The harm done is irreparable, as with all narcissistic injuries. Their narcissistic wounds mount up over time, making them darker and more miserable. When they're around, they're a significant nuisance. Without retaliation, they're left to face significant suffering, which might drive them insane or enraged. There is no attempt to heal the scars of narcissism by the narcissist. Retaliation or denial is more likely, making it more difficult for them to mature. Please avoid narcissists as best as you can and let them self-destruct. I hope you find this information helpful. Tell me about the narcissist's reaction to being injured by you and how you dealt with it. The moment has come to say goodbye till the next video. I wish you the best of luck. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell to receive notification when we upload